Okay, so we had a little edit there. If we're starting on the G6, the G string's going to be E root with the cutout, so it's just going to be root 2. And then the B string's going to be not a cut in, because a cut in would be you have a string shape, say XYZ. A cut in would be you're going to play YZ. A cutout would be you play XY and not the Z. So it's more like a pattern in, a pattern's fourth substitution. It's like a fourth shift in the pattern. We play the C there. So again, the rule is A minor, the easy chord, because remember the G box, we're doing the G box now. This is the G box. This is what we're talking about right here. Not an outside the box. So the 6th, okay, is going to be 6 root 3, 6 root 3, that kind of thing. 6 root 3, we're looking at an E minor shape there, all right, in that particular box. So that's your Aeolian, and that's your nice, you know, they always talk about the A minor pentatonic. In the key of C, that would be, the G shape would be the A minor pentatonic, okay, which is, you know, you start on the G, on the A, and you go. Okay, but the A minor is 6 root 3. So 6 starts the string shape on the bottom, okay? And then the G shape is going to have the root, and the B shape is going to have the 3. So remember, anywhere you have a 3, you can do that C string shape. You can build that string shape anywhere you have that third scale degree. Okay, so we got 6. Now I'm doing it in the key of C, by the way. I was doing it in the key of G before we had the edit. Sorry if I started it over here again in the key of C. So we've got 6 root 3. So we've got 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now we got 7. Then we have root 2. We're going to cut out of that and go to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. All right, so that we did that extensively in the last lesson. And so the easy chord is 6 root 3. Now the other scale degrees, you just build that string shape on that scale. If you're building it, G is an easy one because you've got all scale members here on your capo string, you know, on your fret nut string. So you build a G on the 6th, you build a D off the 2nd, you build the A string shape long off of the 5th. The root, you're going to build the root string shape, okay, RE. The C, you're going to build the C string shape, and the G, okay. Now, why you're not going to have the 4th? Because the 4th is over here. You're just going to play the 4th there, but you build these string shapes on each one, and we can do that. Let's do that. 6 would be 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3. Okay, root 2, 3. Now there's a double 3 there, so we have the cutout there, root 2. And then we can build a C string shape off of the 3rd. Let's move along, okay? Now, so yeah, as you know, the strange looks like some sort of macrame or something, or some kind of graph. This is just skipping 2 as we go along C. Okay. But these are cage advances, so we go C, skip 4, skip 5 to G. Okay, so G is on top of C, skip E to D, D is on top of G, etc. So here's G. We're skipping these 2 and we're going straight to D. That's all that is. And D goes straight to A. We skip 2. A goes straight to E. We skip these 2. E goes straight to C. We skip those 2. That's what that little symmetrical diagram is. So this was kind of a nifty little chart I made. Here we just have a reminder with a pattern, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this is shape fitting. The 7 and the root goes over the 5, and that's the way the P4 pattern goes. You start on any one of those, you start on any one of these, and the B string could occur anywhere, which means you'd have to move the rest of the pattern up 1 fret. String circles here. In the root 2, 3, we would start in any of them. String 1 is going to be the bass string in any of these cages. G string is going to be what? On the 4th string, the cutout. B string is going to be on the 5th. So let's look at A minor. Let's look at our G shape right here. So we're going to start on G6. That's S1. The next one over, E7. Is E7 going to be on it's string number 6? Okay, well, if this is S1, okay, yes and no, because E7 is the next cage up from G6. So right here we got G6, up here we've got G6, but lo and behold, right next to it, 7 root 2. So we've got that E7 there. Anyway, right there. Now the 4th string from G6, okay, so S1, skip 1 to the 4th string is going to be E root. 4th string up, G box right here. 1, 2, 3 is E root. Root 2, 3. Okay, and then go over one more. We're going to have on the 2nd string, in this case we'll have a D2 right there. Then the 5th string, what are we going to have? The C3. 3, 4, 5, that's the 5th string. Okay, and also on the 5th string, we're going to have a C4. 4, 5, 6. So you see, this is a general string circles pattern. No matter what string shape you start on, alright? So let's just say we start on root 2, 3 here, on S1, that kind of thing. S4, you know, we'll have the G string cut out, and then you just match it up here. So if we started on here, would be 1, 2, 3 here. Okay, the S4 would be up here at C3. But we'd have the cutout, so we just have the beginning of that string shape, and then accordingly skip another one to the S5. We'd have the A string shape there. Now that's the pattern in string shape. We have the G, the red G open, 5, 6, 7. So it works, but you have to match those two diagrams up. This one works in tandem with this one. So here's our magic chord. Now what the magic chord, remember, is root 2, 3. Well, guess what? Look at the box. Look at the box. Root. Okay. Now the magic chord for root 2, 3 is root 3, 5. Sorry. It's root 3, 5. So the magic chord is root 3, 5. Look at the box. Root 3 on string 4, 5 on string 5. So there's the magic chord. That's all that is a way to do the modal cages without running free past them. Without going up constantly. We want to take advantage of the open strings, so we're going to do see how you can kind of bounce a little bit on those open strings, and it keeps you in the cage. So let's move along, because we have more to look at. Next, we have a little bit of chart 333 easy chords for the Modal CCAGEED boxes. Okay, that's chart